vanishing folklore and beliefs. And the band played Waltzing Matilda, a song of the First World War, on the failed ANZAC landing at Gallipoli, Turkey. Now, when I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of a rover, from the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, while I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, my country said, "Son, it's time you stopped rambling. There's work to be done." So they gave me a tin hat, and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay, and amidst all the cheers, the flag waving and tears, we sailed off for Gallipoli. And how well I remember that terrible day, how our blood stained the sand and the water, and of how in that hell that they called Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turk, he was waiting, he primed himself well, he showered us with bullets, and he rained us with shell, and in 5 minutes flat, he'd blown us all to hell, nearly blew us right back to Australia. But the band played Waltzing Matilda when we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours, and the Turks buried theirs, and then we started all over again. And those that were left, well, we tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death, and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, though around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me ass over head, and when I awoke in my hospital bed and saw what it had done, well, I wished I was dead. I never knew there were worse things than dying. For I'll no go more waltzing Matilda all around the green bush far and free. To hump tents and pegs, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. So they collected the cripples, the wounded and maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The legless, the armless, the blind, the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Suvla. And as our ship pulled into circular quay, I looked at the place where me legs used to be, and thank Christ there was nobody waiting for me to grieve and to mourn and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stood and stared. And now every April, I sit on my porch and I watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, reliving their dreams of past glory. I see the old men all twisted and torn, the forgotten heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people ask me, What are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. And the band plays Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But year after year, their numbers get fewer. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, Waltzing Matilda. Who will go waltzing Matilda with me? Vanishing folklore and